Shirt show. All right, let's go.
Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Shirt, man! All right! Episode 299 of Shirt Show. We're talking with RD from Questom in California. Let's go!
Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Dylan. I am the owner of Upstate Merch and the host of the Shirt Show podcast. My guest today was RD from Questom. He's been at a ton of trade shows over the last year, but he gave a talk recently at the Print on Demand Expo that Stalls put on. And Christina saw him and said, like, hey, you should really have this guy on the show. What he has to say is really interesting. And I was like, yeah, let's do it for sure. His whole thing is AI agents. And we've talked a lot on the show about them and how it would be really cool if someday in the office for customer service people, if they could, have a better speed to lead, or they could get back to customers like super fast and knowledgeable and quote them, or even maybe like build an invoice or, have a phone call with a customer. These are all things that they are working on. And I think that's super interesting. It's something that I am very interested in when it comes to that, because I'm looking at it as like, do I add another salesperson, or do I just keep the crew that we have and I make their lives easier and so that they can spend more time doing the things that they need to do for the customers, not necessarily the mundane data entry stuff. So this episode is really cool. He gives us a full demo of the product. Also, we just kind of talk about how we got started, how we got into this, the importance of it. I kind of try to stay grounded as far as the shop owner perspective of like what I would want, my questions, if it's security, like anything like that. So if you're into this kind of thing, this episode is fun and interesting. It's the way of the future. The robots are coming, but it's exciting. This episode would not be possible without our amazing partners. Frank. It all starts with a screen. Whether it's new frames or restretches, Frank and his team do it the best. If you care about consistency, great registration, and buttery smooth prints, stop buying crappy screens and invest in the best. Learn more at graphicscreenfashion.com, greatfuckingscreens.com, or ffffrank.com. Let's be real. Reclaiming screens kind of sucks. EasyWay makes it suck way less. Their line of eco-friendly chemicals and equipment are built to clean faster, work better, and save you some sanity in the washout booth. They're running a monthly giveaway right now where you have $250 in product credit. Head over to easyway.com/giveaway to enter today. EasyWay. It's the easiest way. Is your art backlog piling up? GraphX Source has your back. Whether you're a one-person shop or running a large production team, GraphX can either be your full-time art department or your a la carte option for art separations. They also offer some of the best embroidery digitizing out there. Let them help you alleviate some of that stress. Be sure to check them out at graphxsource.com. This episode is brought to you by American Apparel, blending premium print-ready styles with a modern craft-to-culture mindset, getting that soft retail feel your clients love. Now backed by ethical production and serious scale, your garments look elevated, print beautifully, and align with how brands think today. American Apparel is a solid move. Be sure to order your blanks exclusively at ssactivewear.com. SNS is that behind-the-scenes partner that every shop needs. With one website, one purchase order, 14 distribution centers, and over 100 beloved brands, you can streamline your ordering and hit free freight faster than ever. SNS has 1 to 2 day shipping with the lowest error rate in the industry, making your orders show up right on time. Order your blanks the smart way with ssactivewear.com. For over 90 years, Stalls has been the leading choice among apparel decorators for their heat transfer materials, heat press equipment, and custom transfer services. Not only do they continue to set the bar, but they are number one in education on all things heat press. Be sure to check them out on YouTube and order your transfers, patches, and so much more at stalls.com. Ryonet has always been that solid go-to resource for screen printers with rock-solid supplies, deep educational resources, and support network that has your back. Ryonet has the tools and knowledge to help you move forward. Be sure to check them out at screenprinting.com. I got 2 quick plugs for you. One, I want to say, hey, I write a newsletter every week for my kitchen table. It's about what's going on with me, the shop, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. And then after that, I have, print tips. I have articles. I have memes. I have shop hacks. I have industry news from Printing United. Check it out. There's going to be more things coming up that are going to have exclusives to like summer camp and spring break, stuff like that we're going to do. And the first people that are going to be able to get their hands on that stuff is going to be people from the newsletter. So go sign up, shirtshowofficial.com/newsletter. If you go to shirtshowofficial.com, the first thing that pops up is going to be, hey, sign up for the newsletter. You can do that. That's cool too. My second plug is going to be shirtshowofficial.com/Discord. It's totally free. You can sign up for the Discord on your app on your phone, or you can have it on your desktop. It is a community of a ton of printers, embroiderers, people that do digital. There's pages for all that stuff. Community is awesome. It's policed. And I say that to keep the trolls out, because you go on Facebook and you say something, you're going to get a million comments. It's like, you're a moron. That doesn't happen on the Discord channel. So if you want to talk shop and get real answers, it's a place to be. So go to shirtshowofficial.com/Discord. I want to say thank you to everyone who listens to the show, watches the show. It means the world to me. I love your feedback. The best thing you can do for me to help me, I do this for you for free. If you can just hit a like button, subscribe on YouTube, leave me a comment. It means the world to me, because I get to hear from you guys, but also it helps grow the show. So if you can take a couple seconds, do that for me. It would mean the world. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Enjoy the episode.
Hello.
Hey, RD, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. It's the middle of a Wednesday. Just trying to make the best of it. How about you?
That is true. Middle of a week. It is a very crazy week for us. So excited, but also talking to a lot of people this week. So it's been crazy.
Yeah. Are you talking to a lot of industry people, or trying to just,
Yes.
you're in the grind right now, just trying to get your name out there as much as possible?
Yes. So we attended the POD conference, the Print on Demand conference last week.
Yeah.
Met a lot of people, and we're very lucky to be able to get meetings with a lot of people. So it's been an insane number of meetings, but cool. Learning a lot about the industry and meeting so many cool people.
It's awesome to be able to, it's also got to be a little bit exhausting to just like be pitching yourself like nonstop of like, cool, I got a meeting at 2 and then I got a meeting at 3, and it's like just the same thing over and over again.
100%. I am a social person, but like,
social battery is a real thing though. Like,
yeah,
you gotta,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we've never met before. I've heard great things about you. Christina attended the POD conference, so she heard your talk and everything, and said that you were like very fun and energetic, and kind of what needed to be had in that conversation about what we're about to talk about. So I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. Because to give you a little bit of background on me, I've been in this space for about 20 years now.
Okay.
Pretty much from when I was 17 years old till now, I've been dealing with screen printing and merchandising and this whole world. And over the last, 5 years or something, the conversation has been, especially with the way of the world and COVID and everything else, is like, not that anybody wants to get rid of employees or anything like that, but it's more like, how can we optimize with the amount of people that we have now, and how can we make things better? And, in a lot of conversations I've had on episodes, it's been, oh, it would be awesome to have this like AI agent that can, help me get speed to lead with like quotes and get all this other stuff. So when she said that was kind of what you were working on, I was like, yep, this is great. This is perfect. Like, let's talk about it. Kind of wherever it is, in your process right now. I know you guys are kind of like just kind of hitting the ground running right now. So I would love to get your take and kind of go like have the conversation, because there's a lot of printers out there that are just like me, where we might not necessarily be tech people, and we're more like hands-on art people or like creatives, and we need like treat us like a 2-year-old basically, and be like, this is how this can help you and make you better. Like, we're not super knowledgeable on all that stuff, but we try. So, but to start all that off, I would love to kind of get to the point where you are now of what's your background? How did you get even involved in this? And then we'll evolve. This isn't just about your company. I want to hear about you, man. I want to hear about, what is behind the company and what you guys are trying to do.
First of all, thank you very, very much for having us. We are a very young company, so being on a podcast like this is extremely cool. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My co-founder and I were working in tech jobs until the beginning of last year. So I went to school to study engineering. I went to UCLA, and my co-founder went to Columbia. We studied engineering. I ended up working at Tesla. for a while, and then on Google working on drone delivery at the end of my time there. And then my co-founder ended up working at Apple. He was actually working on Siri, like literally Siri on the iPhone, which is kind of crazy for me to even talk about. Like he's worked on things that billions of people use. But we met each other at the beginning of last year, and both of us had always wanted to start a company. We met, we worked for a bit. We realized we have a great thing going together. So we quit our jobs with no idea what to do. And then we tried a bunch of very, very random things. We were doing actually college kid level ideas like, oh, let's do a fun calendar app that is more efficient. Let's do like a cool caller app to make it easier for people to like call businesses and schedule appointments. We quickly realized that like that's not actual value. Like, it might be fun for the moment, but like long term, no one will actually pay for it, and it's not bringing people actual value and helping them grow their businesses. And then I my dad runs a very, very big embroidery company. Because of his hard work, I was able to go to college in America. So I realized I should talk to my dad, understand what kind of problems he has, because he's running a very big business, and he must have problems. Like otherwise,
right? He's gonna have bottlenecks that might not have a solution yet that you can kind of work on.
Exactly. So we started talking to my dad, and his immediate thing was like, "Hey, as you know, because like growing up, I was part of his business for a bit, so I kind of knew the sales process." But he was like, "As you remember, like we get a lot of repetitive inbound. So what he does is he owns an embroidery company, and they usually get inbound about, hey, can I get 20 saris with this kind of embroidery in the next 2 days?" And for him, he's in India. He's getting like, I don't know, 100, 150 of these every single day over WhatsApp. And he's like, my sales reps can do this, but like they should be doing more valuable things. Like this is something that is extremely automatable. Like they're literally pulling logic from an Excel sheet I run and responding over WhatsApp. Can you build something for me that can do this for me? And I was like, yeah, I mean, makes sense. Like this is 2025. I can do something with AI agents, so let's try it.
Right.
And he was like, if you build this and it actually works, I will give you money, which is insane to hear from my dad. Like he is extremely protective of every single cent he spends. So him telling me I'll give you money is insane. So we're like, we have to do this because this is the first person who will ever give us money. We built an agent for him.
To kind of real quick to build on that though, and I think that's the reason why it gets talked about a lot is it's funny. I went and I looked at like your LinkedIn and I was looking at some of the like explanations or commercials that you guys have about this thing. And I think honestly, the best explanation you have in that commercial was the dude at the desk. And then there's like a line of like 100 people, because the truth of it is that there's a lot of leads that we could be going after. There's a lot of people that that flood our inboxes with quotes and stuff. But the reality is that it's for each of those inboxes, there's one person at the desk just like trying to go through. And the problem that I have as a salesperson is, I might get an inbox of like 40 emails, but like one of those emails that I'm working on today might take me all day. It's like finding quotes or calling distributors or figuring things out. And it's like, cool, well, I still got another 40 to get to today. But the problem is that compounds of like tomorrow, there's another 40. And I'm like, cool, I'm at 80 now. Like, oh, okay, I got done 12 today. And then it just keeps compounding and so on. So your dad saying that is impactful because I fully understand where he's talking about. Is like he sees the potential. He sees that line of 100 people and he's like, you're kind of throwing money away at that point because you're like, out of this line of 100 people, if I could get immediately to all of them and let them know I'm here and I'm available and I can make this happen, I have way more opportunity for money than if I do one by one, because the back end 75 people might go to the next line for somebody else because they don't want to wait any longer. So I didn't mean to derail you, but I fully get where your dad's coming from of like, yeah, I will pay you because I'm going to make way more if I can get to all of these people. That's
exactly it. That is spot on. Like he was not, and he's in India, so he can hire people for very, very low amounts of money. But even with the people he could hire, like there's only so much repetitive work they want to do. And people were at the end of like the day, like the 99th person that has now WhatsApped, they're like, okay, again, like I have to now create the same thing again. I don't want to do this.
Right.
So we made something for him that actually worked. So he gave us money. And then we realized if we can get money from him, I can definitely make something useful for people in America who probably have the same problem. So we started working within the industry, talked to people, and realized, yes, there's the same problem that exists here. So we started making inroads.
So was the reason why you picked the apparel industry just because of your father, or was that like you can be real with me, like you had to have researched it and been like, oh, there's a need here? Because that was something too, like reading through your stuff is just like, we didn't know anything about this industry and we're kind of learning as we go and we're visiting trade shows and we're whatever, but like, it's a big market and there's a lot of holes in our industry where technology isn't necessarily a massive part of it. We're kind of behind when it comes to that stuff. So, there's certain friends like, Kevin Baumgart and stuff with like sales. I don't know if you met him yet. He owns a company called Set Sales where same kind of story where he was outside of the industry doing other things. And then he worked with like one screen printer and was like, oh my God, like what I have can translate to you. Now he's very much into this industry because he's like, everything I know works, like will work for you guys. So that's kind of cool to like, when I hear people like you and him, like coming in, it's gotta be like, it's almost like you had a pickaxe and you hit the stone and all of a sudden it opened up to this cave of like wonder and riches where you're like, sweet, I can go in here and like round this shit up. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it.
I mean, yeah. So I think you are spot on. Like it was primarily due to my dad's work as an embroiderer that we discovered this industry. And we kind of looked into it. I will be honest, like we did not know a lot about this industry. When we started digging deeper, we realized this is a massive industry that has the same problem. And that a lot of companies, a lot of businesses just can't grow because you can't hire enough people to serve all the inbound.
Right.
So we're like, this is something we want to, my dad's company has had such an impact on our family. We were like, we want to work with this industry and hopefully have that same impact for everyone else.
Right. That's amazing. So when you made the version for him, how close is that to what you have today? Or was that just like a quick and dirty version to like show dad proof of concept?
Oh, we have come a very, very long distance from that. I think for him, it was very quick and dirty. It did take us a lot of time because that was the first instantiation of the product we have now. And we had literally written no code. So that took a lot of time, but like it was very quick and dirty. All it would do is like, whenever someone messaged him over WhatsApp, we would quickly respond with like, hey, this is what we can do. This is what we cannot do. If you have more questions, just call. Just providing that immediate response
for sure
increased conversion rates like drastically. And then when they did respond, 2 weeks later, we had the agent eventually able to provide numbers over WhatsApp. So we started very quick and dirty. We started adding more and more features for him. And at the end of it, the agent was actually providing quotes, not like a proper PDF, but like quotes over in textual format over WhatsApp. From there, we have obviously built out the product a lot more. We realized that a lot of businesses here also get phone calls to inquire about business. So we built voice agents. That was actually our initial thesis. We assumed that a lot of business was coming over voice. So we started off with voice agents primarily. And I was at Print Hustlers last year, actually, where I talked to a lot of people and learned that most of it is over email. So we then started working on our agent being able to communicate over different modalities. And now email is actually primarily the biggest modality through which our most of our volume happens.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, like, I'll be honest with you, like the thought of your product with email to me is like, hell yeah, I'm on board. Let's figure it out. Let's do this. The thought of having AI for phone to me, just as me as a person, like this is an example for me today. Like I had to sit at my desk with one of my employees and I had to call Spectrum, which is like our internet provider, phone, whatever. So I had to call them and it's one of those things that you call and it's an automated or AI thing. And it's like, what are you here for? What can I help you? And you say, and then they're like, well, I instantly say agent. I'm like, just agent, like get me to a real human being. Like I cannot do this back and forth. And then they're like, cool, we'd love to get you an agent, but like, let us know like what it is you're trying to get to so we can get you to the right person. And then I say, and they're like, that's cool, but like, what's the next thing? And I'm like, I'm yelling into the phone at this point, like agent, human being, like get me there, please. So again, like I think with email, you can fake it way
Mm-hmm.
easier because it's just information at that point. Like
Mm-hmm.
my thought process on this is like, if I can get a person who wants a quote or reaches out through our website, or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, even if I have a list of leads where I'm like, let's get them out some information and have something to be able to respond instantly. It's just like you said, like, even if I was to send an email like, hey, I got your email, I'm working on it, I'll get right back to you, we see a way higher, like
Exactly.
they're willing to wait even like a day because they're like, cool, I've been seen, I understand that they have shit to do, they will get back to me. But if we just get the email in the inbox and don't respond for 48 hours or something, it's like,
Yeah.
usually when you email them back, it's like you don't hear anything. You're like, oh man, why didn't I hear anything? It's like, because you took 2 days to get back to them. Like even a hello, like I heard you. So I'm really glad that you kind of brought that back. Like I think the phone thing is, you have to work on it because it seems like one of those things that's going to be important the more and more AI improves. But the email thing seems like top tier, like what myself and like what other printers I know would be definitely interested in.
Yeah, we definitely have had a lot of learning. The phone bit is fun. Like when you do demos with a phone agent, they're like, holy shit, is this actually AI? But then when it comes time to like actually implement something, they're like, you know what, like most of our thing comes over email. So we had to go through that process to discover how much of their business actually happens. But yeah, these phone agents, I would be on that topic though, they are developing so fast. Like sometimes I talk to a business and I don't even care if it's AI, but like I can't even tell that it's AI.
Right.
Like, yeah, as long as my thing gets done. Funnily enough, like there's like few rental properties near where I live. You can only talk to an AI agent, and the thing is, it works. I am not like I'm not like annoyed. It just works. So I think there will be a time where all of these agents eventually just work and you don't care.
I think the thing is with that is that if I'm in a good mood and it's just like a thing I'm interested in, or I'm just trying to like order a pizza, like AI sounds like I'll talk to Susan, who's an AI agent, to order a pizza. But like if I get my pizza and it's like covered in like pineapple and it's not what I was looking for, and I call the pizza place back and I have to talk to a robot, I'm going to throw the pizza like through the front window. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I think, where it comes to is like, if depending on the situation. So that's my question. Again, I feel like I'm jumping over a bunch of things, but we'll come back. Is, you know, I think it's very important, especially with right now, like the saturation of like AI. Like I hear the word AI like 800 times a day now. Like I can't escape it. And it's getting to the point where I'm noticing in our business that more and more people, especially with like AI art, is like a huge controversy in our industry, and AI, you know, even like email scripting and like all this other stuff. People are going to want to talk more and more to like a real person, or talk to, just have that real human connection. So I think the importance of your stuff is kind of like, it's just for the speed to lead portion, and it's to get information and a quote and maybe take the time off the plate for like mundane stuff. You know what I mean? Like I have like multiple people in the office, say like Leanna, for example, she is sitting there all day responding to emails, making quotes. And again, like that email and quote to one person might take her half the morning or something. And it's like, if I can have an agent that can take the same information that she has to input and input it for me, then she can immediately reach out to 10 more customers and get the human interaction happening more so than it would have before AI. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want it to feel like, cool, AI is going to be the conversation. If anything, now we can have more human interaction because 100%. The AI is doing the stuff in the background that she was having to input manually.
100%. Like, and I think that's been our core desire since we started doing this, is people want to do creative, fun things because they are humans. They don't want to do repetitive things. And we should allow people to do that, because AI agents can now do the repetitive stuff very, very well.
Yeah. So I want to get back to your story. So you made this thing for your dad, and then what happens? Because again, you're at this point, I'm guessing you're trying to discover what it is you want to do with yourself. This dude's working with Siri. You're like bouncing between like Google and Tesla and whatever. You can't be like, hey, you know what the end all be all for me is right now? Making an app for screen printers. So like,
I mean, yeah. So the way this happened is we quit our jobs with no idea. had the thing with my dad. We literally quit. We were like, also like on sidetrack, finding a co-founder is like finding your girlfriend, finding your wife. It's insane. It took me 5 years to find the right person, and I'm not joking. Like I went through so many friends, went through so many co-founders, and nothing really worked out until I met my current co-founder.
Well, how do you go about that? Is there like a co-founder Tinder? Like how does that work?
Oh man, you took my punchline. That is what I was going to say. That's literally Tinder for co-founders. It's no joke. That's what I describe it to everyone as like it's Tinder for co-founders. It's run by Y Combinator. It's called Y Combinator co-founder matching, and it's an online thing. You put in your profile and you literally swipe left or right when you like someone.
That's insane.
Yeah, and the match rates are extremely low, same as it is on Tinder, Hinge, whatever. But you got to keep doing it. You got to meet people. You got to try working out together, and most of the times it doesn't work out because people are on different wavelengths. Like in relationships. So finally met this dude. We were like, okay, this is amazing. We're gonna quit our jobs. No idea. Figured out something with my dad. Realized, okay, there is something here. And then we went to our first conference within the industry to try and find some people to talk to, because we would cold email people, call people. They're like, who are these idiots who are selling me AI? And they don't. Yeah. So like we decided to show up.
I want to say, I promise you, like from doing this long enough, like you're going to get nowhere by cold calling with a product like this. I guarantee that going to at least a couple shows already and meeting people like Christina or whatever, like she'll be the one to be like, oh, I know this person, and like introduce you to all these people. And then that's where like meetings will happen. It's like, 100%. Oh, we went out and had a beer and he was a fun dude. And like, oh, he did My Heart Will Go On in karaoke. I trust him with my life now. You know what I mean? Like that's how it happens. It's not the like you calling up and being like, hey, I have this product, because they're going to be like, cool, sweet, hang up the phone. So what was your first show that you went to?
It was Long Beach last year. It was not Impressions, and I'm very bad with remembering names of things and people. But I will try and Google it right now. It was 2025 Long Beach, August or September.
Oh, Graphics Pro?
Graphics Pro, yes. Okay. So we went to the show trying to talk to people. We thought we would be selling to people who were attending the conference, like walking the floors. Right. So we would stop people as they were walking by and be like, can you please talk to us? They were like, no, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So then I started selling to the people who were exhibiting. And that was cool. Like people were actually engaging with us. We got a few business cards, realized this is a problem because we finally talked to some people. And then somehow we luckily met Marshall. We met Marshall Atkinson. Amazing dude. That was like the first proper connection we had in the industry. We met Marshall. He was giving this talk about AI. We were like, okay, we're doing something in AI. Let's try and talk to Marshall. He probably knows a bunch of people. And yeah, Marshall was how we initially made inroads into the industry. He explained to us how the industry works. He shared a bunch of his experience from the past and talked about us with a bunch of his friends or people he had worked with.
That's awesome. So then what was your mood after that event? Was it kind of like, okay, let's just reach out to these people? Or was it like, let's find 10 other trade shows to go to?
Conferences. So that first conference is when we realized that this is how you find people to actually talk to. Like no matter how many emails or phone calls you said, as you said, like no matter how many of those cold call stuff you do, no one will actually spend time with you. So we went to every single conference we could go to, no joke. So we started, as I mentioned, in August or September. I think at the end of August is when we started doing this properly. We went to a conference, I think, at least once or twice a month. So August, September, October, November, December, that's 4 months. I swear to God, I think I went to 9 or 10 conferences. Every single conference I could find, we would show up. And I think the last one we did was Print Hustlers, I believe.
Yeah.
Print Hustlers in Chicago. It was an insane 4 months for us last year.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, now that you've been doing this and we're talking or whatever, if you ever need ideas for that, there's definitely good conferences. And then there's ones that are kind of like, do I need to go to this, or is this my target demographic or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like Long Beach in January is definitely a must. Like that's the biggest one that everybody goes to. Print Hustlers was a great one for you to go to too, because the people in that room, I'm going to take a step back here. Me and Christina had this conversation like 20 minutes ago where we were trying to say, you know, she was telling me a little bit about your pre-interview and what was going on. And we were trying to find this, like, well, what's your target demographic? Because it might not be the beginner shop or the garage shop or the whatever, because in all honesty, I feel like they kind of need to cut their teeth on talking to customers and like hitting the pavement and staying up till 2 a.m, like emailing customers and all this other stuff. Yeah. You get to a point where there's that solo printer that's, you know, doing everything in the shop, like all the different things. And then they're going to the office at nighttime and they're responding to emails. Maybe that will help them. But I feel like you have to hit a certain threshold to be like, okay, the barrier of entry is met and I can buy into this product. It's not something they should just get immediately. It's something that is needed at a certain point. And I was saying to her that I think like Print Hustlers is perfect for that, because a lot of the times the people that go to that event are people that are well enough established where they're going to the event to get inspiration or to, you know, be like, all right, this is where I want my company to go moving forward. So where I'm at and where I'm kind of in need of your service is kind of like, you know, we went through this period and this time of, okay, let's, you know, weed out people that don't really want to be here. Let's kind of skeleton crew it because of the way the economy is right now. Now it's like, okay, let's ramp up outbound. Let's do all this other stuff. But do I want to hire another human, or can I keep the sales staff that we have now, just make them way more efficient? Which is where I personally was like, this sounds rad as hell. If I can keep who I have, but make them, you know, do 4 times as much work, 10 times as much work, or whatever. Not work, but I mean, take stuff off their plate to keep them going. So, again, trying it with a little less risk too is kind of nice. So,
100%.
So now you're in February. Have you done the January, February conferences?
Yeah. So we started out with PPAI in Vegas, and then I finally took a vacation. So
I was there.
Were you? Yeah, I did not meet a lot of people. We did not know a lot of people then. Luckily, we know a lot more people now. But I would have loved to meet you there as well. We went to PPAI in Vegas. Then we went to Impressions in January.
Yep.
And last week was our third one of the year, which was the Print on Demand conference.
Yeah. Well, that's where Christina saw you, and she had said that she had talked to you too, I think, in at Print Hustlers last year, or at least heard that you were there. So, again, after the whole dad thing and figuring it out and meeting your match on Tinder and getting your partner, why did you need a co-founder? And 2, what did he bring to the table that you kind of needed that balance of? Was it just another human that got it and you could bounce ideas off from? Or was it they're strong in this thing and you're strong in this thing?
Well, I definitely could not do this with my co-founder, like 100%. My co-founder is extremely, extremely good at going in depth, going in detail. My goal is to like, you know, just do things, figure it out. Like, let's keep going, where he will be the one asking the hard questions, forcing us to think deeply and like, you know, do the right things in a way. So we are like a good balance of like,
balance of visionary and then the action person.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're like a perfect balance where if I did not have him, I would be doing 100 things at once and probably making zero progress. Whereas luckily with me being with him, we're making progress as well. So I think it's a solid balance. Also, he's definitely more technical than me. So like we obviously have a lot of technical challenges to overcome, and he's very good at that. He's been doing this when working at Siri. So could not have done it without him 100%.
That's awesome. Where do you feel like it's at in a use case? Do you think it's ready to go as is? Is it something that's like we're going to grow together? Like if I was to sign up today, is it like, hey, we're going to grow together over the next couple of years and get this dialed, or 6 months or whatever it's going to be? Or is it like, nope, totally functional now, let's do it?
It's ready to go. We've been very lucky to onboard a lot of customers. For a majority of them, the use case is the quoting use case.
Right.
They use it for different purposes. Some people use it for like external customer facing communication. Others use it internally so that internal teams can get responses fast, and then they use it to customize. But our agents are already live in production, providing actual value. Yeah.
Do you have a way now or something where you can kind of describe how it works or starts, or do you have a demo or anything where we can kind of play around and figure that out?
100%. I mean, we can make one for you right now if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. So what I would like to do is, I guess, if we can play around with this demo, but also I think the biggest thing with a lot of this, and especially like the listeners, like everyone who listens to this is in a shop or a shop owner or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is, if this tool, that's my biggest thing on the show, is if I can find a cool tool that helps printers like live their lives and be better, I want to like dive into it. Let's figure it out. So again, treat me like a 2-year-old, treat me like I know nothing about this. And from step one, if I call you and I say, hey, RD, like I'm interested in this, what do I do? Like, what's my next step?
Perfect. Let's start from the beginning. So we, at the core of it, make AI agents. And AI agents are, in a very simple fashion, are like AI versions of workflows that your employees do. We can do 90 to 95% of these workflows. We still can't reach out to the physical world yet, but one day. But we can do 90 to 95% of those workflows. Today, I'll create a demo of a very specific use case, which would be an agent whose goal is to provide a quote to us immediately. So when we onboard customers, the way that happens is, let's say we're building the quoting agent for them. We ask them to walk us through exactly how they do it now. Like, show us the actual emails that come into their business. Tell us what kind of questions that human sales reps ask this customer, and what information they collect, and then what system they use to generate the quote or get the information to respond to the customer.
Right.
So we do like a 30, 45-minute call, understand how they currently do it. Once we have that information, over the next call, we work with them to create the agent with them live.
Okay. Now, quick question in there. Is there like an AI part of this where, again, you say like, give me an example of an email that comes in and how would you respond? Is there a way to maybe comb, I don't know, hundreds of emails that they've done over the past X amount of months, and like AI can learn like how they talk, how they respond, what the average email looks like? Or is it more of a manual process in the beginning?
It's very automated. We can comb through all of your past emails to train the agent. But the reason we do the call is to force people to really think hard on how they want it to be done. Because sometimes people have had this process that has been running for a long time, and now in a way they're changing this process, implementing something more efficient. So when we force them, when we ask them these harder questions, they are really forced to think, okay, do I really need to be asking this question now? Or is it okay to be asked after the quote has been sent?
Right. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So the agent can be trained very automatically. We have access, when we get access to your email, the agent can come through it, know what kind of questions to ask, because it has access to 200, 300 emails. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you a serious question in there real quick. What is it? What kind of security or something do you guys have? Because if I'm being like, hey, dude, here's my email, comb through all my emails, what security do I have that like nothing else is happening with this? Or like your AI doesn't like freak out and go through and delete half of my inbox or something? Like what is the precaution here?
Absolutely. No, that is a great question. And I'll answer it in two ways. First, people are concerned about all the data that's in their email. And that's a very valid concern to have. We, since the very beginning, do not use any of your data. We never train anything on your data. Your data is only used for the instance in which, for example, the quote is getting created.
Like it's looking for specific things, not for credit card numbers or your grandma's birthday gift or something.
Exactly. So the agent has been given certain tools, like much like how humans, your employees know they can only do certain things. They can't open your vault and take out all of your company money. Our agents can also only do specific things. Like when they're asked to create a quote, they can only access this specific ERP, put in that information, collect that information, then respond to the customer. They can't go through your other emails. They can't modify your other emails. They can't respond to other emails. That's just the way the agent is designed. And yes, same with data. We never store any of your data. the data is only used in the instance for the agent to be able to do its task, and then the agent completely forgets the data. Like it doesn't know. It has no memory.
So it goes in and figures these things out and then goes out and like shuts the door, locks the door, and then that's it. It's not living in your inbox, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
It is only instantiated when a new email comes in for that specific email. If it knows it has to respond to the email, it will do its thing. If not, it will just, in a way, die, if that makes sense.
Okay, cool. That's how you should end it, is the AI is dead. We're starting with a fresh bot now. You got a new clone. Don't worry about it. It's good. So what's the next step?
So we've now identified what your process is. We will work with you to create the agent, and we will literally show you how to create more agents yourself, because our goal is the first few agents we create with you, and then eventually we show you how easy it is to create it yourself. Okay,
so multiple questions here. One, do I come to you with a problem? You know, like it isn't like a blanket statement of I just need AI agent. Like it's like, hey, my biggest thing is I want somebody or an AI agent to be there to just respond to customers immediately. Like I have an inbox, I want them to do this. Or is there an agent where it's like, well, I want to be able to respond to my inbox, but I need something to take the information that I gather and make me an invoice? Or like, is there just multiple custom agents for this? Or do you have it more of just like a blanket program?
So when we onboard customers, we recommend that there is one specific problem we start to tackle. Because the way our agents work is they are very good at specific problems. So let's say we want an agent to generate a quote. We will build that first agent with you. Once you realize that the program actually works, let's say you now want someone to handle invoices. We will work with you to build an invoice handling agent. So there will be two separate agents whose tasks will be very specific and very different. If you have the same agent do multiple things, it's not very good at it, much like humans. So you have agents for very specific roles and tasks.
Okay. How, you can answer this if you want to, or we can cut this out or whatever. I'm just going to ask you, but like, what is for like the invoicing side of this? What is the error rate when it comes to making an invoice? Is it one of those things like, yeah, it'll make invoices, but you should definitely have a human comb over all of these before it goes to a human being? Or is it like pretty damn accurate?
So the way we onboard all of our customers is we usually do a 2-week pilot so that we can test the agent. During the 2-week pilot, we really hone in on what the agent is doing and how well it is doing it. Everyone has a very different process. People create invoices in different ways. So the goal of that pilot is to remove all of the kinks from the invoice creation agent over those 2 weeks by having you try it multiple times. At the end of that, our error rates are extremely low. Like this is just software at the end of it. Software is extremely, extremely reliable. Once you teach software to do certain things well, it will do that repeatably. So unless the input data changes, let's say you are now getting invoices. I'm very good at coming up with examples. I'm very bad at coming up with examples. So somehow the input data changes. Only then will the agent fail. Otherwise, it will work very, very well.
If you're giving it the same repeatable information, it should be pretty spot on. But if you're throwing it wrenches into it every so often, maybe give it a glance. See, I'm a big movie and TV guy. So like I see things like this all the time, like in movies and TV. Last night, me and Bill went and watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but it's all about AI. Okay. So like it's wild as hell. It's off the rails, but it's like talking to you today is kind of funny that I watched that movie last night, because I'm like, dude, AI is bad, man. Like, you know, I just watched a movie where it's like kind of creepy. But the other thing it makes me think about too is, I don't know if you watched, there's a show called The Pit on HBO.
Yes.
So you've watched The Pit.
Yes.
So in The Pit, the one new resident, or not resident, the main lady or whatever she's trying to get the doctors to use this new AI program to where they can chart way faster. So it's like, okay, put in speak into this thing, and it's going to go ahead and like pre-fill everything out. And then in one episode, the surgeon comes down that's supposed to be doing surgery on a person, and it says in the thing like, oh, they take these meds and they do this, but it was wrong because she slightly said it wrong, but she didn't read over it. So now this person's chart, like medical chart, has wrong data in it because of how it was input. So that's what made me think of that question, is just kind of like, it might do 90% of the work for you. Like, it makes you way faster regardless. Like, even if you have to check it out, like, it's still 100 times faster, but you should still put eyes on it. You shouldn't 100% rely on this product of like, oh, made the invoice, send it off, done, paid. And then when you go to do the job, you realize the sizes are messed up or the colors are wrong or this is wrong. Like, that's not going to help anybody either.
No, that is spot on. I think as time has progressed, like since we started the company, agents have become, the reliability has increased insanely. Like just over the last month, Anthropic, which is one of the model providers, they released models which can do insanely reliable things now. But even then, like much like how you would watch over an employee, like even though you trust them, they've been there 10 years, every so often you would watch their work to make sure they're not missing things out. Similar to that, like when you roll out an agent, initially there is a bit of handholding, but you are 95% faster. Like you are just doing so many more things. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you build out this thing and you go through the emails and you figure out the person's like cadence and how they talk and like how they quote, is there a simplistic minimalist background or like backdoor thing that I can go in and like edit things of like, hey, I see that it's responding in this way. I'd like to tweak this. I'd like to change this. Or is that I constantly have to call you guys and like have it fixed?
No, exactly. So initially we had this thing where you would have to call us and, you know, we would fix it for you. We realized that's not how you train our employees. You just tell them directly. You don't tell a third party service, hey, can you tell my employee to do this thing differently?
Right.
So that's what we're working to do. The agent, you will literally be able to type to it and be like, hey, instead of saying Dylan from Short Show, say Dylan from a different thing, and it will just do that.
Stop saying like destroy all humans at the end of every email kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right. So I go through that whole process. What is the next thing? Do you want to try to do this demo thing now so we can figure this out?
100%. Yeah. Let's try and do the demo thing. I will show you a demo of our current product.
Okay. We have a bunch of you, like most of our people for the show are listeners. So we're gonna have to describe what we're doing, but there's also a bunch of people who watch too. So like if we can do a screen share, then the people who watch can get a better idea. But as you're saying this or doing the demo, like describe it so that if you're listening, you can kind of understand what's happening.
Perfect. I will try and do my best.
What's up, dudes? I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Again, I mentioned this in the beginning, but if you can help me out real quick while you're watching this, hit like, hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. It would mean the world to me. And if you can, leave me a comment too on this. I would love to hear what you think so far. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for doing so. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
So I will walk through the process of creating an agent currently. As I was mentioning, like, this is still like we are doing it with you. Our goal is to make this extremely self-serve so you can literally talk to the agent to create it yourself. It should be that simple. And that's what we're aiming to launch in the next like 3 or 4 weeks.
It's crazy to me that, I don't know, it's just, I didn't even think about it until you said it just now of like, I'm talking to the agent I'm trying to train to do the thing for me. You know what I mean? It's not like I bought a product, open the box, hit play, it does what it does. I can't edit it. This is something where I'm like, hey, not that I want to say, hey, stupid, but like, hey, dude, like, I need you to do this a different way, and it fixes itself. It's crazy.
Exactly. Like it, and again, I think this has only been possible in the last like month and a half or so. Like the way AI is actually progressing is insane even for us. Like a month and a half ago, you could not work with the agent to create the agent. It's kind of a crazy concept if you think about it. You are telling it what to do so that it does it in the future. It's crazy.
Right. Which is, by the way, what a lot of that movie I watched last night was about. So just, you're just making it worse for yourself right now by telling me that it can work on itself, because it's kind of the whole plot. So go ahead.
But our agents are safe, you know, so they don't do crazy things. They do not do crazy things. Okay. So I talked to Christina earlier. I did already make an agent for Upstate Merch in case my demo fails, but we will try and make another agent for you live right now. So I'll click on create agent. And again, this is like the
so if I was to get your services, this is the page that I would see. This is a
No, you would not. Like you would not see this. And I will also show that other one soon. The reason why I'm not showing it to begin with is because that's the product we're getting towards. It's slightly like unreliable. Not unreliable, it's like edgy.
It's being worked on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are some sharp edges. So we will show the product for which we've currently onboarded customers. And soon the product where you can just literally create agents yourself. You don't need to even click buttons. You can just type it in the content. And I will also show that to you shortly. But let's start with this one because this is the one that has been in production for the past 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
So I'll create an email agent for you right now. And the goal of that email agent would be to generate quotes similar to how you do it. So I created an organization for you.
So I come to you and I say, hey, my bottleneck, my problem is that I want to get back to customers faster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then this is what you provide me with.
Exactly. So for that use case where you want to respond to customer inquiries immediately, ask them the right information, and then even actually provide a quote, this is the kind of agent we would build for you.
Okay.
So as I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, we can obviously give you an email address from our platform, but you can also connect your own email account so that it's responding from your current contact at upstatemerch.com, for example.
Okay, so that's a question is, can I give the agent its own email so that way when a customer wants to actually talk to a human or know that it's me, they know it's me? You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, so this agent could be, support at upstatemerch.com. And then when I finally take over that email, like I could be CC'd on these emails, I guess. And then when I want to take over, I just start responding.
Exactly. 100%. So the agent can have its own separate email inbox, and the permissions can be set up in a way where once it notices that Dylan is responding, it doesn't need to respond anymore.
Perfect.
The workflow is like completely customizable exactly to how you want to do it. So going back here, and the other thing I wanted to mention is some people, when we initially talk to them about these agents, they're like, okay, instead of it responding immediately, can I control it? Can I ask it to just create drafts? So yes, 100%. Instead of the agent just going ahead and directly responding to your customer, it can initially, if you want, just create drafts in your inbox so you can review it, edit it if you want, and then send it.
Yeah, I mean, I fully get that too, because I don't know if you've seen this, but like Gmail does that now, which is kind of annoying. Like I have to figure out how to do it, because like every email I respond to now, it types up like an AI response for me. Mm-hmm. And I click like the normal window that I want to start typing in, and I have to like delete it every time. I'm like, God damn it. Yeah. Stop thinking for me. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I want to do it, because it's not, more often than not, I'm finding that the response is not like, it's half right and then it's half like bullshit. And I kind of have to like, I'd rather just type it up. But like you said, if it can make me a full draft, like this is something I want, this is a plan. This is a thing I want to do. Like Gmail just pushed this on me. Like I wasn't like, hey, I want you to do this. But I'm saying like, if this is something I'm looking forward to, it'd be cool to go through quick drafts. But again, that also is like you're making another bottleneck for yourself of like, well, now I have an inbox of drafts I got to go through.
Yeah. The only reason why we do this or have an option is over the pilot, over the first 2 weeks, like people we have to make them believe that this is possible.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. At some point you can take the training wheels off and be like, all right, we're good to go. But I think the importance with this too is it's not to fully take over and go from new customer to invoice to everything right off the bat. It's more just asking basic questions or responses that I would give. And it's just stopping me from having to do that initial conversation.
Yep. Okay. So for this demo, we'll do auto send replies and we'll enable AI tools. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually providing the product information to the agent.
Okay.
When we onboard customers, we obviously don't like manually type in product information. That would be very stupid, and the information would be out of sync in case you add a few products or remove products. When we onboard customers, we ask them where the product information lives. Is it an ERP? We can connect to ERPs. If it's an Excel sheet, we can connect to that. So completely the way you would run your business. But for the demo, I will just add some products because I can't connect an ERP live right now.
Can you explain to listeners what an ERP is and like what platforms this would connect to easily?
Yeah, so an ERP is simply put a platform where your product and pricing information lives. So let's say you were selling 100,000 products. It would not be ideal for you to ask your employees to go to an Excel sheet and figure out what product to recommend. It would be best if you had an ERP where your employees could like simply query like, hey, the customer wants black t-shirts of size small. What do we have in stock? And the ERP will be able to return that information back to you with an actual price.
Okay.
So that's what an ERP does. Our agents can connect to literally any ERP as long as it's available over an API.
Okay.
So if you use Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce, or even like industry specific ones, CommonsQ, for example, which can be used as an ERP, we can connect to those as long as it's over an API. So I will manually add some products, and for the demo, I'm going to find some t-shirts on SNS. Do
I connect it to SNS under my profile or something like that to where it's like, okay, it's pulling my pricing, it's pulling that information?
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
So your specific thing is what we would connect to, because I'm sure pricing.
Everybody's pricing is different. Yeah. So my second question with this, with being, like I said, a little more archaic, and like I don't use a Printavo or another form, my secondary pricing. So I get pricing from SNS for the blank, and then I add whatever my markup is. So I'm sure in your system, I can be like, okay, grab the price for a Gildan 5000, add, whatever, 20, 40% or whatever you want to add for your markup. And then the secondary part of that is I have like a pricing chart that adds the print pricing from that I made like an Excel form that's now like a PDF that like all my salespeople keep on their desk of like, okay, it's a 3-color front, 2-color back. This is the pricing you add. That's how we add it together, like manually. So does your system, can it read that, or does it have to be in some other format in order to be read? Or do I just type them all out?
No, that's it. If it's an Excel, we can pull from that. As long as it's in a digital location somewhere that my agent can access, which Excel PDF is completely fine. The agent should be able to access the pricing logic from that completely.
Okay, awesome.
So for the demo, I'll pick 3 products and I will quickly add that information to our demo agent. So I'm going to pick the 48,000, and you can't see my screen, but I will try and show you what I'm doing. So I'm collecting the description, and actually I'll share this one. So the product pricing is not available on their website, so we'll just give it a demo price for now. Now I'm adding a second product. I will add its description, and again, this is just like a demo. Like
we're making it basic here.
Yeah. We're not going to ask people to literally type in all 500 products they sell. If someone asks you to do that, please do not pay them money. And I will add a last product, and I will give it, I don't know, $13.99. So we've made this agent, and this agent now knows it can sell 3 products. It cannot sell anything else. Like that is another thing we like to specify is people are concerned like, okay, what if the agent recommends a product that I don't actually sell? The way we've designed the agent is it can only recommend products that you've given it access to. And we'll try during the demo as well. So as you can see,
I know you probably don't know this yet, but to be fair, a lot of what's taught in like the sales part of our industry is that you should pick in an initial quote to most people, you should offer your good, better, best, like standard, like 6 shirts. If somebody's coming to you to buy a t-shirt, you don't give them the catalog. That's like rookie mistake number 1. Like, do not give them the SNS catalog and be like, pick one, because they're going to pick some random ass shirt you don't want to print on. That's some random name. it's not wise. So doing it this way, like you said, for the initial quote, it would be cool to be like, hey, like here's the good, better, best pricing. It's like, here's our G5000, here's our Gildan Hammer, and here's our Comfort Color 1717. Like, these are the 3 shirts I suggest, or, here's, again, let's pick multiple options, but it shouldn't be 100 options. It should be 6, 8, 10, whatever options. So that, again, like, yeah, let's input those. That's what it gives as an initial quote. If they don't like those options, if they have more questions, that's where I feel like it goes to the salesperson. It goes like the next step is the human being.
Okay. 100%. Like, if that is the way you would want your company, like 100%, like the agent can then escalate to a human and the human can then recommend more products.
Right.
And to your initial point, yeah, I mean, right now I'm giving a demo of 3 products. Like, one of our customers has like 120,000 products. Like, when their customers ask for recommendations, it would be very bad practice for us to dump the entire list of SKUs on them. We recommend them the right ones. The agent queries the database like a human would and recommend the right one.
I just think it's baby steps. You know what I mean? Like, let's be
100%.
realistic here. Let's in the initial email give them some of our suggestions, and then everything that's more complicated after that, that's when you talk to a person. So
exactly.
All right. So you inputted 3 examples.
Correct. I inputted 3 examples, and these are only t-shirts. And I'll create the agent. And like all of this, like so this is called the system prompt of the agent. This is telling the agent what it is. So in this case, the agent is a quoting agent. We give it access to the date and everything, and we've given it a communication style. And we've given it access to things it can or cannot do. Like, in this case, the agent can generate quotes, and it can generate an actual PDF, which hopefully we'll see very soon. And we have to tell it that, yes, you can also generate PDFs.
Okay, so real quick in this question, giving your AI agent a personality, what is that like? Is that like a almost like a selector of like, be nice, be playful, be not a dick? Like, what are the parameters to creating a personality for this thing?
So it's actually like very very basic. We have a basic template, and then when we onboard customers, we obviously go through and comb their emails to come up with. We use an agent to come up with a personality based on the email responses they're sending, and it's usually very basic. There are only a few instances that we have to worry about, like, okay, don't say certain things, don't mention my competitors' names. You have to tell it that. Apart from that, it's like extremely basic, and we comb through it to generate
the reason why I'm asking is because I knew that you were saying that it combed through Gmail or whatever you're using to kind of get how you talk to people. But not all people in our industry and salespeople are nice people. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to say it in a negative way, but like if I'm the owner and I'm implementing this tool, I might be like, hey, this employee I have gets the job done, but she's not nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather be like, hey, let's make the warm, fuzzy agent be like super nice and like super like, hey, I'm here to help you and like give you warm hugs. Like, that's what I want the customer to hit first. And then when they have like real inquiries, it's like, oh, you're going to Susan now. Like, she's on it. She's going to give you the rough hand. Like,
it's completely on brand, like the way you want it. You want it to be warm. It can be. You want it to be edgy. No one has wanted an agent to be edgy yet. It can actually also be edgy,
Yeah.
That's a fun demo. Not for today, but one day I will
make one that's really angry. Yeah. I want to see it.
Have you tried? So our agents are powered by Anthropic's models. Those are like the smartest models out there right now. But there are also models by Elon Musk's AI company, XAI, called Grok. That's some edgy stuff for sure. Like, trust me, that is...
No filters.
No filters, much like everything he does. No filters.
Right. I get it.
But our agents are business people. They don't do weird, edgy things.
So when you just clicked on like the, let's go button, basically for the people listening, it spit out a bunch of code, and it's kind of like at the bottom is like, hey, let's birth this thing. Like, let's create this agent. So that's the next step.
Correct. So we've created the agent, and like the prompt I showed you, like that's where we work with you to define what your agent's persona should be, what we should call it. But for the demo, I just did a very basic thing. Give it some tools, gave it a name Taylor, and told it it's from Upstate Much. So the agent is now ready. Let's get its email address. Okay, so this is the one we just created, 7POU3. So we have the agent's email address, and we can see
what did we make the agent's email address?
The agent's email address is Taylor-from-upstate. I mean, it's a very complex one because this is a demo, but like
right.
We can.
But I could make it Taylor@upstatemerch.com.
Exactly. You can make it Taylor@upstatemerch.com. Like
now, let me ask you this, and this is a ethical question or whatever. Is do you think it's a good idea to be TaylorAI@upstatemerch.com or just Taylor it up? Like, am I trying to trick people into thinking this is a real person, or am I letting them know like, hey, you're getting an instant email response when you email me at 11 p.m. from a robot trying to help me better service you? You know what I mean? Like, do you put a disclaimer at the bottom of that email of like, hey, this is a robot that I hired to answer emails instantly? Or do you just not say anything at all? Like, what are you finding in your research is like maybe best practice for that?
Our best practice, and this is what we recommend every single one of our customers, is to full disclosure. So when we test out this agent will disclose that this is an AI assistant for Upstate Much.
Okay.
And that is what we recommend everyone.
Yeah.
At the end of it, your customers do not care. If the agent gets its job done, they will actually be much happier because it's responding to them immediately.
Well, it's like what we talked about earlier with it being when you're initially hungry and ordering a pizza, you don't really care. You just want the pizza.
Exactly.
But we're not using this agent to respond to somebody who's going to be angry. It's just going to be this other thing. Okay. I do like the idea of it being like Taylor@upstatemerch.com. And then in the bottom of the email, I make more of like a playful thing that's like, hey, the robots unite, like it took over and blah, blah, blah. Like make something funny or whatever to be lighthearted. Like I'd rather that than like you were just responded to by, we just lost 4 bottles of water while we were trying to answer your question. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. 100%. No, that is unique. 100%. That does sound fun.
Okay.
So this one will not do that. But when we onboard you,
it's a demo. Hey, it's a demo. I understand.
Exactly. So we have the agent's email address. I've just copied it, and I am going to try and send it an email. So let's compose this email. Can you see yes, so you should be able to see my Gmail now. I'm going to send an email to that email address of the agent, and I will ask it for a quote. Now, again, we made this in 5 minutes, but I will still try and break it to see if this is reliable, even though I did not train it. So I'm going to ask it for a quote for pants.
For pants?
Yeah. Like we only told it can sell t-shirts, and we gave it 3 specific t-shirts. But we will ask it for a quote for pants.
So generally, I know it's AI, but how long does it take to get a response on average? Do you give it a buffer of like wait 3 minutes so you don't seem like a psychopath? Or is it like instant, like they get it, response?
Completely up to the business. For most of our businesses, it's immediate responses, which is sub 1 minute usually. But if you want your agent to respond, after 5
I'm just
minutes,
wondering, like, there's got to be psychological things behind that of like, if you made it wait 5 minutes rather than like, like I think you even wrote in your thing, like a human being's response rate is like 45 minutes or whatever. Say it's 5 o'clock here and everybody goes home. Nobody's responding. They're waiting until 9 a.m. when people come back. Like if you gave it 5-10 minutes, I feel like I would feel more comfortable knowing that something on the other end thought about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I sent out an email right now and was like, hey, I need 100 shirts with 3 color back and blah, 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 blah. And I sent it and I got an instant response. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like in all honesty, like that's how I would feel. I would feel cheap. Like I would feel cheated. I'd be like, nobody thought about this. This took like 2 seconds.
That's completely fair. Maybe I should.
I'm just
when I
saying
mentioned
I wonder if
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
research behind that. Like, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy to know that it responded in 10 minutes. Like 10-minute response to that is like, well, that rules. But like if I get something right away, I instantly am like, this is garbage. Like somebody just copy and pasted this to me.
That's fair. I mean, I can totally see that. Maybe like I should recommend to our customers to delay
Like
the
give it a
agent
couple
rather quickly.
minutes.
Yeah, fair. Thank you. That's actually solid. I can totally see. And like,
I'm just saying,
surprised.
me personally, that's how I would respond. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That is spot on. Actually, thank you for the recommendation. This one, however, did respond instantly because it can.
I don't even want to read it. Screw this thing. Right to trash. It's too quick.
But yeah, so we tried to ask it for pants, and it knows it can only provide quotes for its t-shirt styles.
Okay, so let's read this email out loud for the people listening. What is it? What does the whole email say?
So I said, can I go get a quote for pants? And then the agent responded, hi there. Thank you for reaching out to Upstate Merch. I'm Taylor, an AI assistant here to help. I appreciate your interest, but I should let you know that this is a demo setup, and I can only provide quotes for our premium t-shirt styles right now. We currently have 3 styles, and then it goes over the style details, and it tells us again, unfortunately, I'm not able to help with pants at this time, as this is a demo that focuses on our t-shirt collection. So the agent is smart. It knows that this is a demo, and it only has access to 3 products. So it's recommended us those 3 products.
Now, for sake of repeatability or whatever, if you email as a customer, email them exactly the same question again, does it give you the exact same response, or does it change it every time? Like, is it like tweaked a little bit?
Slightly different. It would essentially convey the same message, but probably slightly different because it's creating the response again.
Right, because it's kind of like if I'm using ChatGPT and I ask it a question, it's going to give me a different response like every single time. That's like slightly tweaked. It's also that thing of like you upload a photo of something and it's like, make the exact same human. I just want the background different, and the dude's face changes slightly every time. It's like I want the same person. Like, stop fucking with the person. Just change the background.
Yeah. So it will convey the same message, but like the words it uses, especially when it's like we haven't trained it, like we created it in 5 minutes. When we haven't trained it, maybe the words it uses are slightly different, but like it will convey the same thing where, sorry, we don't sell pants. These are our t-shirts.
Okay. So I can't remember what blanks you used, but can we go back and email it again and say, I am looking for, I mean, we can type it up here if you want to,
if you want, we can just respond to this one. Like, this agent is smart. It knows the history, but we can send it a new one. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to send it a new one. I want to do,
cool. So let me send a new one. And tell me, what do you want?
Just say, hey, Upstate.
You can be very concise.
I just want to pretend like I'm talking to a person, and see what kind of response I get. Cool. Just say, I would like a quote on 100 black t-shirts with a 1 color front and a 1 color back.
I will tell you this thing right now. We'll still send it.
Is it not going to understand what 1 color front, 1 color back means?
So in the system prompt, we did not tell it that the agent can provide decoration. Right now, it's trained to only provide quotes for blanks. Okay. We have to tell it that Upstate Merch also supports decoration.
Okay.
But let's try it. Let's see what it says. Yeah. I know for a fact.
Well, the other question with that is like a lot of quotes I get from customers. Generally, they're uploading artwork as well. They might be like, "Hey, I'm looking to get 100 t-shirts attached as my artwork." Now, is the agent going to be able to like see the artwork and be like, "Okay, this has X amount of colors in it," or are they just going to be like, "Here's my recommendation for t-shirts," and there's no pricing? You know what I mean? Like, how does it does it determine those things, or is that something it just has to be trained?
So the agent currently cannot like automatically detect what number of colors there are on the logo. Usually what we recommend there is like we escalate to a human who gives us the number of logos or something, number of colors. And then
I was going to say, maybe if it uploads an image, there's a prompt or there's a response that says, we're going to have the art department look over the artwork to give you the accurate amount of colors, and we'll get back to you with a price.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So
because all we're trying to achieve right now is we're trying to achieve that warm and fuzzy feeling that they got heard and that we responded to them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, let's try and send this. I want a quote for 100 black t-shirts with one color front and one color back. Let's see what happens. I will tell you right now, like, it will probably not be able to generate pricing because in the pricing calculator I created for it, it can't.
You didn't put that information in, right?
Yeah.
Again, we made this whole thing in like 3 minutes. So
exactly. So yeah, we'll wait. It will probably come back to us shortly.
I love the idea of, right now, I think specifically for us in my shop, I think that if I was to implement something like this and try it out, I think that inputting pricing and inputting, even if you don't do pricing, even if I had something that was smart enough to give someone an educated response, and that's not an autoresponder is okay, because a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you just put an autoresponder on when you leave work at the end of the day? It's like, that's what they're getting. They're getting an automated response that's just like, oh, I'm not here right now, I'm out sick or I'm whatever. Like, I would rather it respond like, hey, Tina, like, thanks for reaching out to us. We're looking over your artwork and we'll get back to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, even something as simple as that, like, makes a world of difference. So the more and more you train it, though, the more and more that it's going to be able to answer more complex questions.
Exactly. So the agent came back. It asked us, it knows that we're interested in t-shirts. It asked us for like what style we're interested in. It asked us for our name. Okay, it is smart enough. So it knows that it can only give you quotes for blank apparel, but the decoration services would be handled separately by our sales team. Okay, so it handled it surprisingly gracefully.
It didn't say destroy all humans. It did
fun. Not say destroy all humans. So I am actually pleasantly surprised. And yeah, do you want me to respond to it?
Yeah, respond to it.
Cool. So I want the 48,000, which is, I think, the Prologue performance. We already mentioned the name and color. So we'll say my name. Sorry,
By the way, this is just friendly advice. You're not doing anything wrong. But if I was giving this demo to other screen printers, I would pick some like more, like say like a Comfort Color 1717 or a Gildan 5000 or whatever. Like this Pro whatever one you picked is like on nobody's radar. Like maybe I'll email you after this and I'll give you some options that like people are going to be like, this makes sense. Let's do this.
Thank you very much. I literally just picked the first 3 t-shirts on the SNS catalog.
I know. I'm just saying that like I'd rather give you like the top styles that normally people are used to. So that way when you're demoing this, they're like, oh, this makes sense to me. Amazing.
Thank you. That would be amazing. Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you so much. I was wondering, I've never heard of the 48,000.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's good.
Now on the 48,000, my name is Ardi and my company is Questom. So that's what it needs to generate the quote, and let's see what happens. So according to the calculator that I gave it, it needs access to my name, my company name, the style, the quantity, and the color. It now has all of that because it asked us for the remaining information.
Right. This is where it might be helpful, where the initial response is 5 minutes delayed. But now that I'm in the email and I'm responding, this is where like instant responses would be good.
That's true. So hopefully this works. We literally made it in 3 minutes. Sometimes these quick demos break. So wanted to put a caveat there. But yeah. For you, Dylan, like on average, like what is your desired response rate? Like what is your target?
To be honest, I don't have one. Like I don't have a metric for them. It's more just like, hey guys, like if you see an email come in, like respond. Okay. But again, like it's real life, like they might be busy doing something. It might be a customer's here and someone's in the conference room. Like there's a million variables as to why they're not responding to email instantly. But again, like our industry is so competitive that, in all honesty, if it's a new customer, if it's someone we've never heard from before and they're trying to quote, like a lot of these people are CCing they're sending it to like 10 shops.
Really?
And the thing is like, well, maybe not 10, but maybe say they're locally trying to whatever. They'll find like 5 shops locally and they'll email all of us the same email. Then it's usually like, okay, cool. Well, Upstate got back to us in 5 minutes and the other one didn't get back to us until 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever. Or they were like, hey, like, and I'm super guilty of this, where I'll respond to someone's email and be like, sorry for the late reply. I was on vacation for the last 6 days or something. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I asked you for a quote 6 days ago. Like, like, dude, why you even bother responding? Like, that's where I'm looking at this of like, cool, like my staff is on it and they're doing it. But even then, they might be bogged down or busy or something. And again, like after 5 o'clock, I'm not expecting them to reply to every customer. So like, it's nice when it's people, leave their day job, they go home and they're thinking, oh, I got to order shirts for the softball team. They're emailing us at 8 p.m. Like it would be cool at 8:05 if they got a response from Upstate saying like, hey, we love you. Like we want to work with you. Then sweet. Let's do it.
That makes sense. So the agent did come back. Let's see its response. Okay, it actually worked. I am pleasantly surprised, even though we did not tell it could do this. So
again, we got listeners. We got to read it.
Yes, sir. So the agent just said, perfect, RD. I've generated a PDF quote for you, which is attached to this email. Here is a summary. The agent mentions the product name, the quantity, the color, the price per unit, and the total.
And again, for the people listening, the email is laid out very well. It's not like one solid paragraph of just a bunch of information. It's like, here's a sentence, double spaced, product, quantity, color, whatever. It's all separated, laid out nicely. So it's very well done. It's not just a chunky mess.
That is a very good call out. I think initially when we were doing this, the agent would just put everything in one blob, and then we had to teach it to like, hey, this is not how humans read. You need to break up the information. Yeah.
Which is funny too, because that's something that I teach new hires for the office. Like I have, everybody does something different. One thing I try to convey is we all need to be on the same page in how we quote things. So this might sound dumb to some people, but it's kind of like in the bottom of an invoice or on our schedule, or when we quote somebody in an email, I want the way we quote somebody to be the same for every customer service person, because I want it to be read by the customer in a certain way. And I want it to be, if someone else has to take over, we don't have to decipher how you quoted this person. So like for us, it was 100 T's, I'd say like 100 space / space, one color front, comma, one color back on 100 Gildan 5000 T's, and like, here's the price. And then underneath that, it says like plus free screens and free setup. And then underneath that, it might say, $24 shipping or something. Like that's how I want it laid out. So again, that's very much how your email looks here, of like very consistent, very, it's clear and easy to read. It's not a mess. So props to you for that. So what does this PDF look like?
Yeah. So I also gave it a tool to create quotes in a PDF. So in addition to the summary over email, it has sent us a PDF, because a lot of people sent their quotes in PDF as well. It has the stationery of the demo setup, which is blue header, white background. There is some formatting issue because
it looks very much like a Printavo or a FreshBooks kind of like PDF of like, how this is. So that's very legit. It's awesome.
Yep. And so the agent sent an actual quote, and it mentioned at the end, because this is how I created the demo agent, that an Upstate merch rep will follow up with you to finalize your order in case you have any more questions.
That's amazing. So what does it do right now if I just like, I'm like, thanks, dude, appreciate it. Like, what does it respond to? Does it say nothing?
I have no idea.
I'm just saying, is it trained to, now that it's said a human's going to talk to you, does it keep responding? Like, can I be that troll of a human and I just keep saying stupid shit to it and just keeps responding? Or does it just stop responding?
So in the demo, it will probably keep responding. But when we deploy it in production, completely up to you. You want it to keep responding, it can. We would recommend you probably do not want it to keep responding.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I like the idea of it being like, all right, dude, like we got you the rough price. A human will reach out to you within a 24-hour period or something, so that at least it knows, okay, I'm not going to get a response in 5 minutes, but I might get a response in 8 hours, or if it's 8 p.m., you're going to hear back in 12 hours or something. All right. So now that we've kind of run this demo, again, super impressive, by the way. Like, I think this is amazing. And especially that you guys are kind of somewhat new. Like, I can't wait to see what this looks like in like a year. and that it's running now and ready to go. And I'm very interested to see what it would look like if I gave you all of my information and then I do a follow-up episode of like, holy shit, like
100%.
this is what it does. Like I'm interested in trying that. What after this whole thing, what does this entail? What does this cost? What does it look like for the people who would be interested in this?
Absolutely. So our model is completely usage-based, which means the less or the more you use the agent, like that's how much it costs you. Our current plan started $1,000 per month, which is, I know, very high, but we can only onboard so many people right now. There's 2 of us. And right now the platform is not as self-serve as we want. The goal is to, within the next 2 to 3 months, lower the bar of entry to like, let's say $500 per month so we can onboard more people. So we're working to I do
want to chime in here real quick because I look at it kind of like how I would look at like a graphic source or a service like this too, where it's like, okay, as a business owner right now, someone who's going to come to you and say, I want your service. Yeah. Cheaper the better. If you can do it at $500 a month, let's do it. Hell yeah. That makes me want to use you 10 times more. Like you're going to get a lot more customers immediately because barrier of entry for $500 a month is way better. Again, price, that's sweet. I'm just saying that right now I'm looking at this as a tool that can save me from hiring another human being. So like right now I did quick math, which I'm terrible at. So sorry if this is wrong. This isn't with taxes. This isn't whatever. If I was like, okay, my staff is overwhelmed. I need somebody to respond to emails faster. I want to get more outbound working on. I want to do this and that. If I hired somebody at $17 an hour, 40 hours a week, doing whatever, that's $2,700, probably more than that with taxes and whatever. So let's just say $3,000 a month. That's just to have another human to do the thing that we're trying to do with this program. So again, like, yeah, let's lower that price. Like I would love that. The cheaper, the better. Cool. More people are going to take advantage. It's going to be amazing. Get it to $20 a month. Sweet. Awesome. I'm just saying that even at $1,000, it's a third the price of another human being. And it's someone I don't have to talk to or hear about, like it's a human being that doesn't call in sick. It works 24 hours a day. There's no health benefits. There's no whatever. There's no drama. It's just, it's a tool that we can use and keep the people that we have happier and doing more things. So again, like 100%. I don't want you to be like, hey, no, it's high. Yeah, cool. Like I said, lower the price on that thing. But again, if you're listening to this, like, what is it saving you? Think about those costs. Like, don't just think, oh, it's another service I have to pay for. Like, what is it gain? What are you gaining? Like if I'm gaining that I can get back to 100 more customers a month or 1,000 more customers a month, or, it makes the quality of life. It's the same, like you're not going to know this necessarily, but like it's the same reason why a lot of us buy an auto reclaim for cleaning screens. Yeah. The guy out there can scrub the hell out of the screens. It's cleaning screens. Like, a human can do it. Yeah. They can spray chemicals in their face and they can scrub screens all day. It doesn't mean that they want to do that all day long. You know what I mean? Like my customer service people might not want to do data entry all day long. Like if I can pay for a service that gets them to do the thing that they're actually good at, is like being personable and talking to customers, then hell yeah, like let's do it. So I didn't mean to derail your conversation. I just wanted to put context to people who are in my shoes of like, why would I want to pay or do this product? And it's because it's saving me from adding another employee.
No, that is spot on. And like, I did a poor job of explaining that, but like, our goal is to allow everyone to use our product to grow their business. And at any given price point, you are getting way more value than what you're spending on the product. Or just like the entry level price point is higher than what I would want it to be right now because we can't onboard everyone.
No, I fully get it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying that's what business owners should look at. They should look at it like, what am I going to gain from this? And that's what it's worth. So, well, great, man. I really appreciate you kind of walking through all of this with me. Like I said, I'm very interested. I would love to, as just a pure educational standpoint, like learn about this and kind of talk 100%. About it more. I think it's really cool. For me specifically, I love the speed to lead kind of scenario of like getting back to people, but I do love the idea too of training it to create invoices. So yeah, I would love to dive into that more. Do you have any more about this product or kind of what you guys are thinking in the future to add to this before we kind of wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, so our goal is to allow everyone to run their business completely with AI agents. Right now, we have agents that are doing very specific things like the quoting agent I showed you, but we're already working to allow people to create agents for every single workflow that you might have in the company. It's almost impossible to create a company with two people that does 5-10 million in revenue, just not possible. We want to allow people to do that. We want to allow anyone to run $1 million company with just like 2 or 3 people. And that is very, very possible with these kinds of agents. And that is exactly our mission.
I love that you said that too, because there used to be this old, I don't want to say old because it's still kind of true, thing in business here of like, for every $100,000 you do in business, you should have an employee. So it's just kind of like a little rule of thumb of like, okay, if I do X amount of dollars, then I should have another employee, or that I can afford another employee, better said, not that I should. But the nice thing about this stuff is now it's flipping on its head a little bit of like, again, I've been doing this 20 years. So like the dick swinging competition when you go to a trade show is always like, you'll hear it when you go to trade shows. Older people or certain people will always ask like, how many employees and what's your square footage of your place or whatever. And it's like, my answer to that is always like, fuck you. Like, that's such a dumb question. It doesn't matter. I feel like nowadays I'm way more proud to hear when companies are like, I do $4 million a year and I have 6 employees.
Exactly.
Like, to me, that's way more impressive. It's like, oh, cool, you're running a successful business with less employees. Like, I don't 100%. Love to hear, oh, I've got 18 million square feet and I have 10,000 employees. And it's like, that sounds like a fucking nightmare to me.
Yeah.
Like, not saying anything negative about that necessarily. Yeah. I am saying something negative about it. But I'm just saying that, like, I think it's more impressive to be like, cool, well, I'm making it easier on the, say, 10 people I have in staff, and our quality of life just went up, and we're all making more money because we can do more of the same products in less amount of time. And again, you kind of mentioned that there's going to be more tools for more of these things, but I think the balance that our world needs to understand is that it's a tool, not a replacement. Like, I don't want these AI agents to be, I don't want to turn into Wall-E. We're all sitting in chairs drinking Slurpees. I like the idea of like, cool, I've got this 6-shooter in my pocket, and like, I can do these things faster. I can make these things happen, and we can make quality of life better for the customer because they're getting responses faster, and it's better for us as employees because we can do our jobs better and not have to just spend half the day doing data entry.
That is spot on. Like, people should be doing people things, creative things. They can express themselves, and not things that computers can do. Like, that's just not how humans want to live. Yeah,
I agree. Well, I've got some silly questions to ask you because you're here, and let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I know you've only been doing this a little-ish while, but do you have a greatest fail so far? Is there anything you guys have made that just kind of crashed and burned that you can share?
Let me think about this. Okay. So it's not related directly to this product, but I want to talk about an experience we had when we were doing a different thing. Same 2 of us, me and my co-founder, Abhi is his name. So this was like the first month after we had met, and we had just quit our jobs. And we were applying.
Also, was that like a blood pact thing too, where you guys were like, all right, I found you, you're great, let's quit?
100%. We were like, we will quit on the same day. So he quit on Thursday, I quit on Friday. And like, I think we met each other both nights to, make each other look high power.
It's amazing. I love that.
I mean, it was insane. Like, we were both making a good amount of money, and then we just quit without no ideas. And our parents were probably like, what are these idiots? Like,
but the not to derail the story, but the fun part about that is that now you're forced to make it work.
Yes.
Like, if you still had a job and he didn't, and then it's like, okay, well, now the dynamic's off because he's working his ass off 20 hours a day. And you're like, oh, I only put 3 hours in because I was at Tesla all day. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, so you kind of have to be like, hey, if we're going to do this, we have to force ourselves to quit because now we need to eat.
100%. And like, that is one of the things I could not find the people in the past were like, they were not committing to doing this. They were like, oh, I'll do this on the side and we'll figure it out. I'm like, no, like this is what I want to do. This needs to be my life. And it has to be the same for you. If you can't do that, like I have to find a different Tinder date.
Right.
But this might not be too funny, but I'll still share it. So we were applying to this accelerator firm because we had gone like about a month and a half with some ideas which we thought were very cool. So we get a meeting with this person at the firm, and we think it's going well. I'm like, okay, we killed that. We gave him every single demo. It was like just flying, like everything was working so beautifully. He's asking us all these questions. He goes over time. We're like, holy shit, he loves us. And the goal of that meeting was to get accepted into the firm. And they also run a thing where they give you a grant of $1 million it's a different program they run.
Right.
That
So it's like,
meeting
it's an incubator basically, right?
It's an incubator. Yeah.
Yeah.
That meeting was to just get accepted into the firm. And I thought it went so well. I was like, okay, this dude is not only going to accept us into the firm, he's also give us his $1 million. He loves us so much. That meeting went so well. He will talk about us through his entire firm. That's how excited I was. 2 weeks go by, we don't hear back from him. I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy, maybe he's gone on a vacation. Third week goes by, my co-founder finally emails him. He's like, sorry, did not get back to you. I'd completely forgotten about this. We could not accept you into the firm. I'm like, oh my God, not only did we not get the $1 million, he didn't even take us into like that incubator. How bad we were. And the entire time I thought like, holy shit, we're going to just do these amazing things. But nope. Not only did we not get the $1 million, we didn't even get in. That was like a complete fail.
So you just got a dose of someone being nice and smiling through their teeth, but actually was not interested in any capacity.
Yeah, I
thought you were going to say at the end of this that you found out that he took your idea and started a business of his own.
Oh, that would be just next level. I just was reeling from the insane fail I had where I told everyone that, okay, we've nailed it. We're going to get into this firm with $1 million. And not only did we not get the $1 million, we didn't even get into it.
It's funny. It's funny that you were talking about that you were so hyped and you tell all these other things. Again, I'm going to bring this back to movies because that's something that's important to me. Mm-hmm. Is like I've read interviews with actors that are like, hey, I'm in this movie and like it's going to be amazing, and they have this whole watch party at the end and they realize that they were cut out. You know what I mean? Like they did a part, they had a section or whatever, and then like that whole section gets cut out of the movie. It's like, oh, cool. I'm glad I told everybody about this. So it's like a lesson that I've learned in business too, of like, I won't even tell my staff or friends about like a client that I'm trying to get until it's like invoice paid. Because if I'm like, oh, we're working with so-and-so now, this is going to rule. And then it never happens. They're like, wow, you're a loser. Like, what made you think they were going to work with us?
I learned that lesson one more time after that, and since then I have become like, okay, until someone signs, nothing is literally anything can change.
Yeah.
We flew to Canada to close this person, and like it was amazing. He gave me a hug. He's like, send me the payment link. We're gonna get this massive deal. We didn't tell anyone. I just told my co-founder, and then he just ghosted us. This dude completely ghosted us after giving me a hug. It was so sad.
He didn't actually hug you. He just did one of the air things where
my God, I know. It was so sad.
All right, next question. What is your favorite candy?
Favorite candy? I like dark chocolate. So this thing that Costco sells, Godiva dark chocolate hearts. I can have 200 of them. I have to pace myself. Sometimes Costco runs out, so I collect like 20 bags of it. My wife buys them for my birthday. Sometimes literal full boxes. Costco like warehouse boxes because they are not. That's the best shit ever.
Yeah, that's what's behind you in those boxes right now.
Could be.
Favorite candy for me, I really like a Hershey's with almonds. So like I get those Hershey's nuggets. They look like the little treasure chests. I buy the bag of those, and like a serving is 3. So like again, like if you're trying to like count calories or something, like 3 of those is just enough to be like, oh, I had my sugar fill and my candy fill. Yes. So like that's like my favorite, like as far as like a chocolatey thing. But I also really like the they look like giant fucking like urinal cake, like chewy sweet tarts. It comes in like a pack of 4, and there's like this big. They're like silver dollar. Like I love those too because that gets my
Okay.
like sour fix.
Uh-huh.
So those are my two sides with my candy. All right.
That's cool.
What would be your ideal vacation?
I think that has changed a lot recently. Like ever since I've been running this company, there's like so much uncertainty. But in the past, I would want to do like very different things on vacations, like go to Peru one day, the next time go to a beach and climb a mountain or something. Now I want relaxing things that are like, I know I'll get there. It will be a certain thing. It will be amazing and I will have an amazing time.
Right.
So I think my recent thing has been like a nice beach vacation. It's nice and sunny. There's water, go swim in it, go back, take a nap, and then explore the city in the evening, then come back and sleep again.
It's definitely a where you are in your life scenario. I remember even a couple of years ago or something, it's like I would see a trip as a vacation, but really I would be like, oh, I'm going to Disney with my kids. 100% not a vacation. Like all you're doing the entire time is planning, organizing, making decisions, all of those things. Like nowadays, a vacation for me is going somewhere and completely shutting my brain off and just being like, this is already planned out. This is whatever. Like me and Christina are about to go on a cruise and it's just like, I know I can get on. I don't even have to think about like the bill of the food. I can just be like, feed me steaks and they just come. You know what I mean? There's no, like, I don't have to make any decisions. It's just like, this is what it is. I'm along for the ride. And it's just like so much better to just do
I know.
that
Sometimes
nowadays.
you just don't want to think. You're like, okay, this is going to happen. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to have the best time.
I love to just, my vacation is just go and chill. And that's what it needs to be. All right. Top 4 favorite movies of all time.
Top 4 is hard, but I think The Prestige.
Hell yes. Thank you.
It's so good.
It's beyond good.
People don't know about it. Like, I'm surprised. It's so good.
It's
my God.
Amazing. Yes.
Just gives me so much joy every time I somehow discover it again. It's so good.
The thing I love about that movie is if you're a person like me where you like to dive into like lore of like why they do certain things, Christopher Nolan is really great at like adding things that are super subtle and you don't notice until later. And like one of the things about The Prestige was that he had the blind assistants at the end. Like he had all the people that were pushing the bodies. You know how like he would fall in the tank and drown?
Oh my God.
All of his assistants were blind. So they wouldn't know that there was a body in the water container.
I did not know that. That's insane.
Like if you see that scene, all of the stagehands have like the white, like ghosted over eyes.
Oh my God.
Because they didn't know they're moving dead bodies around. But there's like a million things in that movie like that, where it's like, oh, what did this bird mean? And like the bullet catch scene and like the whole thing with like his fingers and like, there's so many things in that movie. We'll go to watch a movie at night or whatever. And I'll tell her like, I'm interested in a smart movie tonight. And that's what I mean by smart movie is it's something that like, oh, cool. That's really smart. Like that they did that. Like there's that. And then there's like dumb shit where it's just like stupid humor where you don't need to even watch the TV. Like that's what I mean. Like I want something that's like intelligent and well put together. So I'm glad you said Prestige because nobody said that yet. And it's a fucking phenomenal movie.
So good. Also, you just blew my mind. I knew little tidbits that they did. This one, I did.
Yeah, the stagehands are blind.
Oh my God, Dylan. I have to like go deep now. I have to tell all my
You should rewatch it. I know. You're making me want to rewatch it right now.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Christy. Then it's Shawshank Redemption.
Hell yeah, for sure.
So good.
I like where your head's at. We're connecting on the styles of movie right now.
So beautiful. Like it gives me joy. Like the dude when he fucking escapes from the shit. I'm like, oh.
Hands up.
Good for you, man. It's so good. Then this is a sad one. That movie where she's a fighter, the boxer with Morgan Freeman.
Is that what's her name?
I'm gonna look this up. $1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby. Yeah.
What a sad, surprising end. Like, you don't expect it to end like that. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
oh my God, like disastrous. Like my heart was broken at the end of that one. You think she's gonna kill it, and then bam, no.
So you like deep emotional like dramas?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Those are like, if I'm being honest, like those three that immediately come to mind. The fourth one, I will just probably make something up, so I'm not even gonna try.
Give me a little more. Like, are you just in that heavy drama, maybe twisty kind of movie, or do you also like a cheap action movie? Do you like sci-fi, like anything like that? Or are you more just like grounded, heavy, like A Beautiful Mind and like movies like that where it's got, or Patch Adams is like one of my favorite movies like that, where it's lighthearted and whatever because it's Robin Williams, and then in the end you're like, oh my God, like she died, and like this, it's like this whole thing where it's just like super sad and bums you out, but also it's like very touching.
I think like I definitely prefer like the Beautiful Mind, Shawshank Redemption, Prestige kind of things, and I don't quite know why. It's just like it hits very hard to me. Like, well, holy shit, I spent like 3 hours, but like I have like had a life experience now. Yeah, I was like in that person's shoes.
I feel like those kinds of movies make you feel like you just said, like you lived it and you learned a life lesson when you're done watching it. Yeah. That's what I mean by like smart movie versus dumb movie. Like I prefer a movie like that, or like an Interstellar or something where I'm like, I learned something about real science to a degree. Like you can't take everything as like real, but like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like I learned, but I felt, and I like had an emotional connection to this.
Yes.
Not just like, oh, I had some dumb chuckles.
Yeah. And I mean, that's fine too. Like I do enjoy those, but like at the bottom of my heart, like those 4 movies are like, I would watch them. Like let's say tomorrow I was dying, I would watch them 24 hours before.
Let's knock those out before I'm out of here. Yeah, I get it.
So good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, RD. I really appreciate you doing this with me. Again, I would love to learn more, and I would love I think that this is a thing in our space that is going to be very well needed. And I think you're going to do very, very well. I think that you just need to be more out there and very transparent with people on like what this product does. So hit that social media hard, make a lot of friends, come to the next trade show. I'm at most of them. I will introduce you to people. I think it's just something that you need to show people the real meaning in this and not hide behind the fact of like, oh, it's this wonder tool that's going to whatever. Like just be like completely real with people and be like, hey, this is what it does. This is what it's capable of. And this is how it's going to make you better. Sign up, because I think it'll do really well.
That is very kind and helpful, Dylan. Yes, we are very excited, and we're very lucky to be in this industry.
And let's go home and watch Prestige, and we'll compare notes.
Yes, I will. I'm going to tell my wife we need to watch it tonight, and I'll send you some. Oh, you probably know all the fun tidbits.
I'll talk to you about it. It's fine. Like that's one of my favorite things is like watching YouTube videos and behind the scenes things, and like finding little nuggets in movies of like, oh, this happened, whatever, and this is why, so on. So, again, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
See ya.